نحمده ونصلي على رسول الكريم أما بعد بسم الله. Surah Al-Qamar. So Surah Al-Qamar is a Makki surah, 55 ayahs and 3 ruku. The word Qamar comes from the beginning of the surah where it mentions the splitting of the moon as a miracle of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And the synopsis of the surah is that it warns of approaching day of resurrection and also describes one of the major miracles of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, which is splitting of the moon. It depicts the state of people rising from graves on the day of judgment and gives us an insight into the punishment of past nations, including people of Nuh alayhi salam, Lut alayhi salam, Ad, Thamud, and Fir'aun. And it declares repeatedly the ease of understanding and memorizing Quran that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put in His words. So going through the verses of the surah, the day of judgment is approaching very fast. اقتربت الساعة. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us the day of judgment is coming near, and this could be taken in reference of the history of mankind on earth, or just even the creation of earth billions of years ago. So compared to that, even though the Quran was revealed more than 1400 years ago, and someone might imagine at that point the news of it, the day of judgment being near, is still not fulfilled until today, then look at the long span of time since the creation of mankind, or even prior to that, the creation of earth. And with relative to that span of time, really the day of judgment is near. Splitting of the moon is an undeniable miracle of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So as it comes in the surah, وَانشَقَّ الْقَمَرُ, and the moon split. And this was shown to people of Makkah when they were asking for a miracle. And Prophet ﷺ clearly split the moon in a way that one half was on one side of the mountain and the other half was on the other side of it. And still they did not believe him, considered that to be magic. And when they thought they could ask travelers who were not in Makkah at that point, but rather traveling towards Makkah, when the caravans came, they asked them, did they see splitting of the moon? And they confirmed. Even then, the kuffar of Makkah did not accept the message of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Every matter will be settled at a given time. وَكُلُّ أَمْرٍ مُسْتَقِرٍ. Today, people can falsify the truth of Islam or the Quran or the prophethood of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, but a time will come, an appointed time by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that every matter will be cleared. The truth will prevail and any false will perish. Punishment of past nations, including people of Nuh alayhi salam, Ad, Thamud, Lut alayhi salam, and Fir'aun, are mentioned. So for Nuh alayhi salam, فَفَتَحْنَا أَبْوَابَ السَّمَاءِ بِمَاءٍ مُنْهَمِرٍ وَفَجَّرْنَا الْأَرْضَ عُيُونًا فَالْتَقَى الْمَاءُ عَلَىٰ أَمْرٍ قَدْ قُدِرَ. The way Nuh alayhi salam's people were punished is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent down heavy rain from the skies, and not only that, but the earth, the springs from the earth also started to gush water, and that led to a huge flood which destroyed everything except the selected few with Nuh alayhi salam on a ship. Then for the nation of Ad, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِنَّا أَرْسَلْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ رِيحًا صَرْصَرًا فِي يَوْمٍ نَحْسٍ مُسْتَمِرٍ تَنْزِعُ النَّاسَ كَأَنَّهُمْ أَعْجَازُ النَّخْلٍ مُنْقَعِرٍ. The punishment for Ad, and they were the nation of Hud alayhi salam, was that a strong cold wind was sent to them. And before that, they actually were experiencing drought. So they saw clouds coming after many years of drought, and they were joyous, thinking that maybe the rain will come down now. And instead, that was the beginning of a punishment from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A very cold wind would destroy everything, as if today tornadoes would pick someone from the ground and throw them back on it. Such was the strength of that wind. Then Thamud, which was the people of Salih alayhi salam, إِنَّا أَرْسَلْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ صَيْحَةً وَاحِدَةً فكانوا كهشيم المحتضر. They were given the miracle in the form of a she-camel, but they killed that she-camel. And then Salih al-Islam told them in 3 days they will get punished. A scream came. And then that made them into as if they were hay, blown away by wind. So that was the reference here, كهشيم المحتضر. And then Lut alayhi salam, وَلَقَدْ صَبَّحَهُمْ بُكْرَةً عَذَابٌ مُسْتَقِرٌ. And again, in the night, Lut alayhi salam left along with 2 of his daughters, and then behind them, all his nation was punished by Jibreel alayhi salam, and they got multiple punishments. They got stoned from the skies, and they were toppled upside down. And finally, Pharaoh, punishment of Pharaoh is mentioned here. كَذَّبُوا بِآيَاتِنَا كُلِّهَا فَأَخَذْنَاهُمْ أَخْذَ عَزِيزٍ مُقْتَدِرٍ. That they rejected the signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then took them with punishment. Next is that ships are a sign of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's favor upon Nuh alayhi salam and a reminder for rest of us. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved Nuh alayhi salam and his followers. And even today, when you look at ships sailing in the sea, they should remind us of the incident. وَلَقَدْ تَرَكْنَاهَا آيَةً فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made Quran easy for understanding and memorization, and this verse is repeated multiple times, at least 4 times in the surah. وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it easy not only for understanding but also for memorization, and we see around the world how young kids are even able to memorize it at a very tender age, the entire Quran without any change, and that is indeed a miracle of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everything has been created by a measure and with predestination. Inna kulla shay'in khalaqnahu biqadar. And we discussed how there could be 2 meanings of qadar. One is Allah has created all creations in a manner that is proportionate to their functions and proportionate to their needs. And the other meaning, which is more theological, is about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's infinite knowledge and hence his awareness of what a person or a creature will do till the end of time. And he has written that out, and that is considered predestination. Allah's order is fulfilled immediately without any delay. وَمَا أَمَرْنَا إِلَّا وَاحِدَةٌ كَلَمْحٍ بِالْبَصَرِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, kun, and it happens, فَيَكُونَ. And it can happen in a blink of an eye, and that's even for our understanding, meaning it just happens immediately. There's nothing that can stop his command once it has been released. And finally, all actions, big or small, are being recorded in the book of deeds. وَكُلُّ شَيْءٍ فَعَلُوهُ فِي الزُّبُرِ وَكُلُّ صَغِيرٍ وَكَبِيرٍ مُسْتَطَرٍ. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم.